Yo, today I want to talk about choosing to be lonely. You might be in the situation where you have friends, however, they are, well, way different than you. They maybe don't have the same interests anymore. Maybe they're like high school friends or like middle school friends. You used to be friends with them and you all would play video games together. Just I don't know, you have good memories with them. You have, what I'm saying. And but now things are a bit different. You're more grown up now. You 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 know you took interest in other things other than the same old just let's play video games all day, let's go on Discord at 10 a.m. and talk till 1, and then go to sleep at 2, and and you haven't even eaten because you forgot because you were playing, or you eat before bed, whatever. Maybe you don't want to do that anymore. I feel like I'm talking about guys right now, I might not. This is more of a guys channel. I mean, girls can tune in too, but frankly, I don't really know how it goes for them when it comes to this specific type of deal. But yeah, with guys, I feel like we've all had a period of time where we all played with the homies video games. Now, I'm talking about if you had friends. Now, some people, might never have had friends. And in that case, I mean, realize that it was a you problem, first of all. I hope you realize that now, if you don't. But I think most of us did have friends. So you used to, do everything with them. But, the years passed and you realize that, I don't know. I don't feel the same about like hopping on Discord anymore and just, staying up all night. I personally I always had the rule of at 12, I hop off no matter what. Because there was like a code someone said. I live by that code, and it's like, well, I don't live by that code. Obviously, it's not 100% real, when it comes to party and stuff, it's actually the opposite. But it's like nothing really good happens after 12 a.m. I think it's called 12 a.m. No, it's not p.m. I might be wrong. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. The new day, you know what I mean? Obviously at night. So I live by that code, like for the most part. I do believe that, like, yo, we've been playing for a couple of hours. I'm gonna hop off. I was always the first guy to hop off, and motherfuckers were like clowning on me for going to bed and stuff. But really, it's just a continuation of what happened after 12 a.m. And, nothing really happens like more. It's not like there's going to be a super interesting thing that happens at 2. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's different for parties. Like, for parties is the complete opposite. That's when the party starts to get going. Like I'm kind of all in or all out type of guy when it comes to a lot of things, but parties too. Like if I'm at the party, bro, I'm not leaving till like 6 a.m. But that's besides the point. Holy fuck, I'm taking a long ass time to get to, I have like the same, I don't know if you notice, I'm talking about the same sentence. I haven't finished the sentence. It's like when you put, when you write a long ass essay and you were like, yo, I didn't put a point anywhere. I just kept on putting, just extending the sentence. This is what I'm doing right now. But yeah, if you understand, right? So I'm not going to, talk about that again, but you understand, right? You used to have maybe some friends that you did everything with, and now you're different because you just realized that it was a waste of time. You realize that, yo, I have other interests, I have other whatever. And now you're confused. Now you're a bit conflicted because on one hand, these are like your day ones or whatever. You know, that term is kind of it's kind of, people like to say it to sound good. Oh, it's my day one. In reality, nobody's really day one other than like your family members or whatever. And even then, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, it's a romantic way of looking at it. It's like, oh, I'm gonna marry my first crush. I'm gonna marry my first girlfriend. I'm a, you know, my high school sweetheart or whatever. These things don't really happen for the most part. These are just idealizations. That's an idealistic view of looking at things. Realistically, you know, the way our generation is going, you won't even have, you know, you won't even marry your girl. But no, nah, you gotta run numbers, you know. But that's you know, another topic of in itself, you know. But you realize that them, these guys are not it, and you're like, bruh, what do I do? Because on one hand, you know, they were there for me from the beginning, but on another hand, now I barely relate to these guys anymore. There are some people that just never grow up, and yeah, it might be sad, because like I said, you're not gonna look at the idealistic view of looking at things anymore. You're not gonna, you know what I'm saying, have your, you know, it would be cool. It's like how, you know, there were some guys on Twitter, I think, where it's like, oh, this is what men want. And it's like a big ass neighborhood, or not a small ass neighborhood, like 6 houses and like 6 mansions, right? All rich. And it's like friend 1, friend 2, friend 3, friend 4, you know? And yeah, that's just not real. The same thing. Your friends from middle school, high school, you know, you can't really expect them to be there for you, you know, to remain there your whole life, because you change, you mature. It's only normal. You know, in middle school, you became friends with this guy because you were both playing with, you know, Skylanders, and then, you know, none of you play with Skylanders, but you kind of remain friends because you were like, I guess we can play other games, you know? Like, most people are acquaintances, they're not really friends, right? Even the friends that you have might just be acquaintances for real. Like, you know, I used to have one of these friends. I used to be like, talk to this guy all the time. But in reality, the reason I talked to him all the time was because I was around him all the time. That's one thing to think about, right? Would you talk to this guy if he wasn't around all the time? Like, that guy was my desk mate in school. You know what I mean? Not just my classmate, my desk mate. And we also had, basically all of our friends were in common, right? So obviously I'm going to be around this dude basically 24/7. Now what happens when we don't go to school anymore, or, you know, whatever? Well, now things might be different. Because whereas before we would talk about not necessarily just class, because obviously we wouldn't, but still going to class had made us talk, you know what I mean? And even on messages, right? On DMs, made us talk just because, I don't know, I feel like, I don't know if you happen to have this, but like when you are with a group, or when you, I don't know, in real life, I mean, you tend to also talk to them on messages more, just because things align, you know what I'm saying? But when you haven't seen that dude in like a year, now, or 6 months, or whatever, even 3 months, even a month, to be honest, you don't really talk to them even on messages anymore, right? Paradoxically. I think I used that word, right? Maybe, hopefully. I should look that up because I think I said this like in like 5 videos. But yeah. Nah, you know what I'm saying? So now what do? Do you just continue staying with him even though you don't really care? Or her, right? I'm just saying him because I don't know, I'm not trying to bite my tongue all the time to just say him or her, his and hers. Yeah. Like, obviously, if you're a girl or if you have a girl friend, you know, separate girl and friend, not a girlfriend. Even though they're both, oh no, I don't. Are they both written separately? I don't know. No, I don't think so. But yeah, you get the point. You cannot, like, I don't know. To me personally, I would just let them go, because yeah, you care about them. But you cannot, if at the end of the day, it's your life to live, and if someone is dragging you down, then you should put them down, not in the, but like, yo, stop. If someone is like dragging your foot, if someone has their hand on your foot and you're trying to go but you can't because they just keep hanging on, you gotta push them away. You gotta be like, yo, I can't walk. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You cannot just, oh, I guess I'll hop on Discord and we'll play this game that I don't even really enjoy like that anymore, or never did, with these people that I never really enjoy that much anymore, right? It's, why are you doing that? Just because of habit? Just because you're scared to get lonely? That's something to think about. I get it, it's a real thing. It might be like your only friend or whatever. You might be scared that, yo, I don't even know how to make friends. You know what I'm saying? There might, maybe that's why you keep staying with them. They're your high school friends or your middle school friends or just childhood friends in general. And you've never really met anyone other than them. Nobody really became friends after that with you. So it's scary to let them go because then you will be lonely. And now there is an argument to be made here for not letting them go. Most people will be like, oh no, fuck it, let them go, and be a lone wolf, alpha, masculine, and working on a business. Yeah, go to the gym. Yeah, that's again an idealistic view of looking at things. Because in reality, if you do that, well, you'll just mess up your social skills real bad. And yeah, you might gain some time, but overall, that time might be useless because I don't know, I'm of the belief that you can't really work for really more than like, I'm talking good quality work. I don't know, more like, I mean, it depends on the person, right? But come on, having one day to like, yeah, I understand the Discord thing. I understand that's dumb, okay? If you only see these friends on like Discord online, I'd say cut them off, to be honest. You're just using, you're looking at your screen before bedtime for no reason. You fuck up your sleep, which will fuck up your day, which will fuck up your sleep again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a vicious cycle, bro. I don't know. I don't regret anything, me personally, but damn, if I want to tell myself like, yo, don't, because I still see these guys. This is crazy. I still see these guys. They go on Discord every night. I mean, Were some jokes made? Yeah. Were some friendships built? Maybe a little bit. But at the end of the day, come on. I'm not saying like most of us have seen the light of it. Like we've seen what happens. Okay, I would say this: if you've never done it, which you've probably did, okay, do it for like a couple of months, a couple of days. But it gets to a point. You're not missing out on anything really. Nothing really happens on Discord. You don't really build friendships on Discord that much. Like, yeah, you build some things, but it's not that much, bro. It's not that much. So if you just see these people online, I would say, yeah, cut them off. If you, however, are like, yo, we hang out every week, we just go to the movies, and yeah, it might be kind of late. I go to sleep late. I go, man, you know what? Fuck it, go. Keep going, or keep going if you're this kind of person. So if you genuinely, what I'm saying, maybe you don't enjoy it that much, but you still go. I would say still keep going if you genuinely feel like you cannot meet new people. Now, is this scope? Yes, it is. It is scope because you can meet new people. But it might be even more time consuming than just, hanging with these people, for a couple of hours every week. You still run the chance, like some people, like, yeah, it's easy to be like cut off your friends, or maybe not that easy depending on the person, but it's way easier to give that advice. It's way harder to give the advice of, okay, you cut out these friends, but now you gotta replace them, because I do not believe, like, even if your friend group is bad, even if you don't really care for them anymore, or you care for them, but it's like, you're different people now, still keep them if you know that you're not gonna have new friends anytime soon. Because going full lone wolf mode is a good way to really mess up your social skills and overall your well-being and everything. Like, what I'm saying? At the end of the day, people are still people. So, like I said, you can always learn from somebody, no matter who they are. Even if they're losers, even if you think, my friends are losers, I'm over here working on my business, I'm going to the gym, I'm waking up early, I'm eating good, and these guys are just sitting around. Yeah, don't look at them from a more detached view, I would say. Like, don't become them, don't, like, have fun with them, when you can, like, when you want to. Sometimes it's good to just turn off your brain and start, making jokes, cracking jokes, and, doing bullshit with them. That's fine. But being lonely is not fine, being solo. Because a lot of people would just go straight in, cut off their friends, and then be like, oh, fuck, now what? Now I'm solo. And, for some people that might be good because they're like, I'm gonna meet new people, I'm gonna start, I don't know, trying to approach more people, in the gym, on the street, whatever. Maybe get some new hobbies. But a lot of people won't do that. A lot of people will remain the same. They just don't have the friends anymore, And I don't think that's justifiable to me. Just because you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra hours of work. Okay, maybe 5. Okay, maybe 5. But like still, I mean, if you can manage your time well, you can manage your time with friends, I feel like, as well. And also, I just said, like, yeah, maybe if you go out every single day, but, most people don't do that. And yeah, Discord, I would say cut that out. Just online, having them online, I'd say cut it out. Now, if you've had an online friend your whole life, and this guy is literally, you haven't even seen them in person, You could maybe talk to them every so often, but like every day, come on now. Plus, it's also much more cooler, like much cooler. It's like, okay, you're more exclusive. You're, you know, whoa, you can only talk about so much every day. Nothing else, nothing happened. But if you talk like once a month, you're like, yo, this happened, and this happened, and this happened. You know what I'm saying? You have way more things to share, more, you know, rather than, oh yeah, today my sandwich didn't smell that good. Oh yeah, that what happened yesterday to you too. Oh yeah, I just said it. You know, like, come on. I know you can talk about a lot, especially like when you play games, but still, man, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time, especially if you do it every day. But some people, yeah, will go ahead and meet friends, but most are not like that. Now, if you are like that, or if you have multiple friend groups, here's another thing. There are some people I know that have like a bunch of friends. I know a motherfucker that has like, I don't know, he's like in like, I'm not even kidding, like 50 different friend groups. Yeah, not people, groups, 50 different friend groups. I'm like, yo, how can you entertain all these people? Oh, well, you know, I talk to them every day. What? You know what I'm saying? Like you entertain 50 different parent groups? Nah, I feel like you should cut out most of them. Like 90%, even more, bro. How many friend groups do you really need? You know, just keep the people, or maybe cut the friend group, but keep one person from the friend group or whatever. You know, you don't have to. Like, if you have more friend groups and you're like, oh, but these are my day ones, though, man, you're not gonna be lonely, at least. So just cut them out. They're, you know, in a way, yeah, it's kind of, in a way, the advice basically is to just, oh, you don't have, you have one friend group and no friends and no other friends, and you can't meet friends, then keep the friend group. You have, you are in the same situation, but you can meet new people. Keep the friend group until you meet the new people, and then cut off the old friend group. And if you've got multiple friend groups, whether you can make new friend groups or not, I would say cut most of them, because in reality you don't really need a bunch of friend groups. You know what I'm saying? Unless they truly are like I said, this is for the people that, you know, I'm not against friends, obviously. You probably know that if you watch this whole thing, but I am against like being with people that you don't really care about anymore, or you're another part in your life. You know what I mean? Because and I'll leave you with that. With this, life is like a bus. People come, and you might talk to them. But at some point, they will leave. They'll get their stop and leave. And if you just it just happens. You're the boss, and at some point you have most people. Yeah, you're the boss. So you have a lot of people. At first you have nobody, or you have very little people. It's the people that just come in where the bus ride starts. Those are like your parents and stuff. And then you slowly gather more and more people. But at every stop, there are people that leave. You know? I mean, and most likely the people that arrive at the first stop leave earlier than the last. You know, I'm just gonna say that. And a lot of people leave, right? But the good thing is that more people come. Now, at the end, yeah, you're probably gonna be with like 2 people, maybe. And then when you stop, it's like when you die. So, yeah, that's what happens with friends. Like, it's fine. The friends that you've had before,
It's fine that they will not become your friend. They will not be your friends anymore in the future. And the friends that you have now, you share the same things with, might become, in a couple of years, they might leave too. That's just the cycle of life. And with that, I hope you got something from this.